Now, some people don't like being reminded of their past. They don't like to know where they came from. Recently, we learned Megillat Esther. And Megillat Esther, the story begins with a party that Ajasverosh had, and to show off the beauty of his wife to everyone, he asked his wife to come, his Rashait wife, Vashti, to come and show her body naked in front of everyone. And it's not that Vashti was a tzadikah or anything, she was a Rashait, Merushait, but Hashem punished her by giving her tzarat, and also having her grow a tail, and some say even a horn. Gemara Masechet Megillah. And she was embarrassed of herself, and she didn't want to come out. As the story goes, he got really upset. Everyone warmed it up a little bit, especially Haman. How could the queen not listen to the king? Kill her. That's the basic pshat. But the Gemara goes deeper. The Gemara goes into what really happened. What really took Achashverosh from thinking that Vashti was everything? He didn't just pick Vashti just because she was a nice girl. He honored her, he respected her. She was of the descendants of who? Nebuchadnezzar. She came from a royal family. She wasn't just some girl he found in the park.
She made him king.
So how is it possible that he decides to kill her? Because Vashti, when he asked her to come and she said no and he got upset, he said, hey, remember buddy, I come from Nebuchadnezzar. I come from royal lineage. Where do you come from? Used to clean my father's horses. Only reason you're king is because you found a treasure. You found a treasure and you bought yourself to kinghood. The guy that started a pigsty and became a millionaire all of a sudden wanted to go on TV and tell people how to make money. And then one of the contestants said, hey, you still have mud on your shoe. Still have a little lichluch on your face. He doesn't want to be reminded of that. He doesn't want to be reminded that his day job was to deal with pigs. Because he thinks of himself as a businessman now. I'm a king. I'm important. Achashverosh says, how dare you remind me of my past? How dare you remind me that I came from a putrid seed? Even more so, to expand on the same point, the same exact thing happened with the Rasha Haman. Haman HaRasha, according to the Gemara, was richer than Achashverosh. He had more money than the king. And the Gemara says that the king, actually the Megillat Esther says, that Achashverosh was a king of 127 countries. This is more powerful than anything we have in the world today. Obama had 50 states. They thought of him as king of the world. In reality, he would be one of the servants for Achashverosh. 127 countries paying him taxes. Haman had more money than him. What does Haman get upset about? He sees this Jew learning Gemara, not acknowledging him, doesn't bow to him, doesn't say hello to him, and instead, what does he do? He shows him his necklace. What are you showing him the necklace for? What are you showing him? Why is he so upset? The Midrash explains that before Haman became Haman and Mordechai became Mordechai, they were both sergeants in the army. Each had their own camp. The food was delivered. Haman had no control over his soldiers. Soldiers ate all the food. Mordechai taught the soldiers midot. Mordechai was part of the Sanhedrin. He was number 4 in the Sanhedrin. Knew over 70 languages. teaching them midot, teaching them musar, teaching them how to be human beings. He says, hey, you have to eat a little bit today because we're going to need food tomorrow. We don't know how long we're going to be in battle. This is not a 7-Eleven we can go to in the middle of the night to get some potato chips. Once it goes, it goes. Eat a little today to survive. Control your yetzer hara. Think about tomorrow. Don't just think about today. Think about the outcome. Ezeu chacham, aroeh et hanolad. Who is wise? Someone who sees what's born. So Mordechai's people had food left. Plenty of it. Haman comes to him and says, listen, we ran out of food. Mordechai says, it's your problem. Haman says, yeah, but if I don't give them food tomorrow, they're all going to kill me. Mordechai says, it's your problem. Should have taught them midot. He says, yeah, but I don't want to die. I'm willing to sell myself to you. After this war, I'll be your slave. And they signed a contract. And Haman signed a contract to be Mordechai's slave. But he didn't honor the contract once they left. And he got up the corporate ladder, if you will. Hashem used him as a tool to wake up Am Yisrael. And he got up the corporate ladder, became number 2 to the king Ajasverosh. But every single time he passed by Mordechai, Mordechai reminded him, hey, by the way, buddy, with all the money you have and all the kavod that you have, it's all mine. You're my slave. If I show this to the king, he'll enforce it. You're my slave. All your money is really mine. And this drove him crazy. Why? Reminded him that you came from a putrid seed. You came from a repulsive state. You have nothing to be so proud about. So it didn't matter about the money. It didn't matter about the kavod. It didn't matter about anything. Why? Because he always couldn't deal with the fact that this Jew really knew the truth.
That was a secret.
But that's what we need to remind ourselves of. Haman was a rasha. He didn't want to listen. His future wasn't bright. Ajasverosh was also a rasha. Even though later on he let Hashem soften his heart, a kid came out who ended up building the Beit HaMikdash, but nonetheless, he wasn't any less anti-Semitic than Haman before the miracle started. He wasn't a tzaddik by any stretch of the imagination. Why? They forgot the past. And they didn't want to be reminded of it. What Hashem is telling each and every single one of us in Pesach, remember where you came from. Because if you remember where you came from, you're at least giving yourself a chance to have a good future.
I've heard enough. New arrival screams echoing through the hallway to know that this ain't good. Once they pass them through the infierno, they don't come back. It's enough to make you go crazy.
Do not think we fear you, Spirit. We know your power is born of evil. This is your last night in the land of the living. You understand me, malevolent demon?
Ay, no magic. The very cave you fear possesses the cure you seek. Go within. Just know, once you cross that threshold, there is only one way out.
There was a rich family that lived here called the Hetheringtons, and unfortunately, their daughter passed away of a heart attack inside the house. Basically, they were so devastated that they reached out to people claiming to be psychic mediums. They actually weren't psychic mediums. They opened up a total of 11 portals inside this house and invited spirits and entities from all different kinds of dimensions.
Well, I think there are certain pieces of evidence that there is an afterlife.
Resurrection of the dead is affirmed pretty clearly in the Talmud and the Midrash.
To be honest with you, to give this lecture is a nightmare. If it was up to me, I wouldn't. There's going to be some graphic details.
This place is a maze.
That person after death went to a place called Sheol.
This is by far the largest near-death experience study that has ever been conducted.
People go to a place and they experience weird things. And sometimes they actually will see a character of some type. Well, where did that come from?
I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there.
They may describe feeling profoundly peaceful, seeing a bright, warm, welcoming light. Some people describe watching doctors and nurses working on them with incredible accuracy.
Next thing I knew, I was above my body watching the operation.
How long did you feel like you were gone?
I went to a place of timelessness. And so what that means, it could have been a second, could have been 5 minutes. I don't know.
Can you imagine waking up from your sleep and not being able to move?
As I'm lying there, I realized that there's an evil presence next to me.
Do you believe that angels, demons exist?
Holy shit, dude, get out of here! Oh my god, dude! Strange things keep happening. Bizarre nightmares, as if I'm on fire.
Whoa, what the hell is this? Man, I've got bad chest pain.
Satan's Hollow is what it's called, the portal to hell.
Some people calling it an eye of fire, while others said it looked like the portal to hell opening up.
And the next thing I know, I was outside of my body, looking at my body.
What I'm going to do is called claromancy, the art of throwing lots or throwing bones.
2,000 years of experience, passed down, recorded, of how demons work.
God has them all on a leash, and he lets the leash go enough to let them tempt us, because that's what makes us spiritually stronger.
I'm trying to be as graphic as possible so you understand what we're talking about.
It's your ticket to reality. It's your ticket to freedom. It's your ticket to immortality.
Is there an afterlife? Is there a
It's
God?
the type of information that can keep you away from the Yitzhak.
What happens to us after we die?